Welcome to the Rise Up For You podcast, where thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and executives from around the world share their practical tips, strategies, and stories to help you unleash your potential and achieve your goals. Your journey of growth to become your best starts now.
Welcome to the Rise Up For You show, our podcast, our webcast, however you're tuning in today. Before we jump into our amazing guest today, I want to remind you all that if you head over to our website, riseupforyou.com, we have an incredible free course with 8 videos and a 60-page workbook for you to download to uplevel your success. Here at Rise Up For You, we are all about pushing your potential through soft skills, the skills that are the most needed, that actually make up 75% of an individual's success that we don't spend a lot of time cultivating. That's the emotional intelligence, the confidence, the leadership, the public speaking, and the presence, all those human skills that make up a lot of challenges today. That's what we're cultivating here at Rise Up For You. So again, head over to our website, riseupforyou.com, download your Master Success course, 8 videos, 60-page workbook, completely free, so that you can push your potential and actually optimize the technical skills. Build the wealth that you want, build the relationships that you want, and build an amazing life on your own terms. All right, let's jump into today's episode. Welcome to the Rise Up For You podcast. I am your host, Nasserdeen, and the CEO of Rise Up For You, and so excited to be here with you today for today's podcast episode where it's just moi. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've done an episode just by myself. I've been traveling a lot, new ventures and amazing opportunities with Rise Up For You. We just opened up a sister company, Rise Up For You Global, in the United Arab Emirates in Dubai. So super excited about all the amazing opportunities. But today I'm super excited to talk with you a little bit about brain fog. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world, as we know, socially, politically, in the workplace. And with all this consumption and with all the news and with all the challenges that are happening, it could be really, really, really hard to get rid of that brain fog and to actually be productive. So today we're going to talk about how to end brain fog and how to increase productivity and a few things that I want you to take a look at as we're discussing it. I mean, let's be real. The reality is that according to research in Harvard Business Review, it can take up to 25 minutes to get back on track, even if you just get distracted by an email, or even if you get distracted by a post on social media. It could take 25 minutes to just get back into the flow and the smooth of things when you interrupt yourself. That's a lot of time when you think about it. So there's 4 things that we talk about here at Rise Up For You. We call them the fuzzy 4. Now, if you've been a part of our community for a while, you've heard me talk about this before, that, there's a lot of consumption that we take in every single day. Our brain is on consumption overload. So our capacity to react professionally, our capacity to stay productive, our capacity to decrease the brain fog, it gets less and less every day because we're taking in so much consumption. Our brain literally just cannot handle it. So there's 4 things that we talk about. We call them the fuzzy 4, the things that make us fuzzy, that take away from our productivity. And I want you to ask yourself, as I'm going through these fuzzy 4, how much of it is impacting you in your workload on a day-to-day basis, okay? So the first fuzzy 4 is people. I talk about this a lot. Every single person, including yourself, we carry an energy with us. Now, sometimes we're around people that have amazing positive energy. It motivates us. It helps us be productive. It helps us stay focused and stay on track. And then there's other times when we have people that are around us that bring our energy down. They make us feel diminished. We don't feel great around them. Our whole aura and energies just go poof, kaput. And then it impacts our ability to communicate. It impacts our productivity. We start to have these thoughts in our head. We reflect on it, and it just completely demolishes our whole day. So I want you to ask yourself, are there a lot of people currently in your life or in your workspace, okay, that are increasing the brain fog and actually diminishing your productivity? And one way you can ask yourself is building that self-awareness around, have you ever had, a meeting with somebody, or when you're in the same room with somebody and then you walk out and you feel completely drained, right? Have you ever walked out of a meeting and thought, oh my gosh, I can't do anything for the rest of the day because you feel completely depleted. So I want you to start to be cognizant around the different people that are in your life that may be potentially bringing that energy into your space. Now, that doesn't mean to cancel them. We're not fans of cancel culture here at Rise Up For You, but that does mean that maybe we need to do some energetic boosters before we connect with them. Maybe we need to minimize a little bit of time with them. Maybe we need to I like to turn my body to one side so that the energy is not directly impacting me, just a small thing mentally. So I want you to think about people. How is that impacting your productivity and the brain fog that you have? Number 2 is social media. Now, as much as we don't want to admit it, I'm sure many of us have our phone right next to us with notifications, and maybe you're working on a work email, or maybe you're doing a work task, and all of a sudden you just find yourself on Instagram, or you find yourself on Facebook, or you find yourself, on the news. And before you know it, you're scrolling, you're completely off task. You've created a ton of fuzzy energy in your mind. Maybe you started comparing, maybe you got upset about a post. Whatever it is, it's taking you off track and it's decreased your productivity. So I want you to ask yourself, social media, where are you with that? Is it impacting you positively, or is it taking away from you to do your task? And what are some things that you can do? I know we have a couple clients, and we've heard, this before, where some people will put their phone on the opposite side of the room because it takes more work to have to get up and go pick up your phone, for example. So that's number 2. So number 1 was people. Number 2 was social media. Number 3 is what you put in your body. Now, I always say that I'm not a nutritionist, right? So I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about health. But what we do know from research is that certain foods, processed foods, foods that have a lot of chemicals, a lot of sodas, a lot of sugars, a lot of things that just in general aren't healthy for you, they impact your energy and they impact how you feel about yourself, right? And then typically at the end of lunch, maybe around 2-3 o'clock, you feel super sluggish because maybe that sugar is hitting you, or the processed chemicals are hitting you. And before you know it, you can't even think straight, right? You can't think straight because that dopamine from the food or all those chemicals has impacted your ability to think clearly. And then we go to number 4, which is what you watch and what you listen to. So really being conscious of the news, of podcasts, of all the information that you're taking in. Is it putting you on overload? And sometimes it's really great stuff. I'll be honest, sometimes I listen to amazing podcasts that are super motivating, podcasts about building businesses and sales, but sometimes I do too much of it. I'm listening to too much stuff that my brain literally cannot hold all of that information. And then when I go to sit down to work, my brain is completely fried because I've already listened to 3 podcasts in the morning, right? So really being conscious about what you're listening to and what you're watching, and how does that impact your energy? All of us are impacted by energy all around us, not just by people, but social media has an energy, food has an energy, what you watch and what you listen to has an energy. And that can really make an impact on your productivity and overall your brain. Okay, now I'm going to give you another exercise here before we leave. We call this the Google tabs, which I love. A lot of times as individuals, we lose productivity because we're not in the present moment. We're either in the past or we're in the future. And I once heard somebody say, excuse my language, that when you have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, you piss on the present, right? And you kind of lose that productivity and you lose focus. So I want you to think about right now, if you're watching me at home, if you're listening to me in the car, if you're on the treadmill and you're listening to this podcast, I want you to look into your brain. How many tabs do you have open? So think of your brain as like a Google search tab, okay? There's all the tabs that are at the top. Some of my team members have 100 tabs open. I don't know how they do it. And whenever they share their screen, I lose my mind. For me, I could have no more than 3 or 4 open at a time. So I want you to ask yourself, Google search, how many tabs do you currently have open? How many tabs do you currently have open? Because I can tell you, the more tabs you have open, the less productive you are because there's too much stuff going on in your brain at the same time. Now I want you to ask yourself, out of all the tabs that you have open, which ones can you close for the time being? Not forever, but maybe for the time being. Maybe you don't need to focus on that right now. Maybe we're here in the present moment. What are the tabs that we can close right now? Because the reality is that you can't control it. You can't focus on it right now, and that you can open later. And then what are the 2 or 3 tabs that need to be open right now in this present moment? All right. Thanks for joining me today on the Rise Up For You podcast. It's always an honor to be here with you and to just share with you, honestly. This company is all about elevating your potential, elevating your team's potential, and helping you build the soft skills, what I like to call the power skills, so that you can be your best as a leader, personally, professionally, in your life overall. We are super grateful for you in this community. If you have a topic that you want us to address, put it in the comments. Send us an email at info@riseupforyou.com or team@riseupforyou.com. We're always looking to hear from our community on what you want, because your success is our success. Thanks again for joining me here on the Rise Up For You podcast. I'll see you next week.
Imagine a life where you can have it all: a booming career, fantastic love life, great health and success, and overall achievement and happiness. Imagine pushing your potential to your absolute best and every day living a life that you are proud of. Well, if this sounds like something that you're yearning for, then the Rise Up For You Growth membership is perfect for you. My team and I believe in supporting you and helping you get to the next level, because we know that you can do and have what it takes to be your best. When you join our membership, you get access to live trainings every single month with myself and our team. You get free coaching, you get a number of on-demand resources to help level up your success that you can use in the comfort of your own home, and you get access to our global membership around the world full of like-minded professionals that are looking to be their best. Your time is now to push your potential and live the life that you want to live. So if you're ready to take the next step in your life and in your career, join the Rise Up For You Growth membership. Click below and we'll see you there.